See how it's made. Building a Car by Danielle S. Hammelef. Chapter 1. Designing Cars, Part by Part. Every car has thousands of parts, from tiny wires to heavy engines. Before a new car hits the road, each part must fit together like a puzzle. Fact: German inventor Carl Benz built the first car in 1885. He called his three-wheeled gasoline-powered car a Motorwagen. Major car brands. Brand, country of origin, year started. Ford, USA, 1903. Chevrolet, USA, 1911. Dodge, USA, 1914. BMW, Germany, 1916. Toyota, Japan, 1924. Nissan, Japan, 1933. Volkswagen, Germany, 1937. Honda, Japan, 1948. Hyundai, South Korea, 1967. How do cars go from a concept to a shiny new car? The process takes about 5 years and hundreds of people. Each piece is specially designed. Workers choose materials such as metals, plastics, and glass to make each part. Concept: an idea for a new way to build or design something. Chapter 2. Testing car designs. Car designers use computers to turn ideas into three-dimensional drawings. Computers help designers plan for the best body shape and type of engine. After the computer tests, life-size clay models are built. Three-dimensional: having or appearing to have length, depth, and height. Teams spend hundreds of hours testing prototypes. Workers test prototypes in a wind tunnel. They use test results to change the car's shape so it cuts through the air more easily. Prototype: the first version of an invention that tests an idea to see if it will work. Wind tunnel: a tunnel through which air is blown to study airflow around an object. Sensor: prototypes go through crash tests to check the safety of new designs. Engineers make changes so cars are as safe as possible. They make dashboards softer and move engine parts. They make other parts break easier during a crash. Fact: crash test dummies have sensors. Sensors show whether people may break bones or suffer head injuries during an accident. Engineer: a person who uses science and math to plan, design, or build. Chapter 3. Putting the parts together. Once a prototype gets approved, factories make thousands of parts. Steel is a metal that makes up many parts of a car. Foundry workers use metal castings to make engines. Metal stamping plants make doors, hoods, and roofs. Other factories make plastic parts. Foundry: a factory for melting or shaping metal. Metal casting: liquid metal that is poured into a hollow mold and then allowed to cool and harden. Metal stamping: the pressing of sheet metal into a particular shape. Fact: Steel must be heated to about 2,800 degrees Fahrenheit, 1,538 degrees Celsius, to melt. Robots do dangerous and repetitive jobs at the factory. They move heavy parts and lift cars onto the assembly line. Robots work with high heat when they weld the car body shells together. Fact: Henry Ford installed the first car assembly line in 1913 to build his Model T cars. The assembly line cut the time to build each car by more than half. Assembly line: a group of workers and machines that puts products together. Products pass from one station to the next until the job is done. Weld: to join two pieces of metal by heating them until they melt together. Workers smooth bumps on metal car body shells. They clean dirt and oils off it. The shells are dipped in giant tubs full of primer. Large ovens bake the primer. Robots use spray arms to apply several coats of paint. Primer: a coat of paint that goes on before the main color to make the paint stick better. Fact: what is your favorite car color? According to the Associated Press, in 2012, white was the most popular new car color in the United States. Engines arrive at the factory as empty metal cases. Factory workers add pistons, spark plugs, and other engine parts. Piston: part of an engine that moves up and down within a tube called a cylinder. Spark plug: one of the parts of a gasoline engine that supplies an electrical spark to ignite the fuel and air mixture in a cylinder. Fact: General Motors put the first robot arms on an assembly line in 1961. Robot arms can move around like a human's arm, shoulder, and wrist. They do jobs that are repetitive or dangerous. Some assembly lines lift the cars above workers' heads. Workers stand under the cars and install parts into the undersides. Other lines set cars sideways. Workers stand next to them instead of reaching over their heads. Chapter 4: Finishing touches. Once the working parts are in place, workers install body panels and doors. They connect dashboards, lights, batteries, and seats. They fill the gas tank and add engine oil and brake fluid. Fact: workers must line up body panels just right for the panels to work properly and look good. Fact: in 2012, car factories built more than 60 million cars worldwide. Before a car can leave the factory, workers test it. They start the engines, they test brakes, radios, headlights, and horns. Workers test drive completed cars or place them on a dynamometer. Dynamometer: a machine similar to a treadmill used to test vehicles. A dynamometer measures power. Chapter 5: From factory to dealership. Once cars pass final tests, workers drive them onto large trucks, trains, or ships. The cars are delivered to dealerships where people can buy them. What car would you like to drive home?